In 1588, the most powerful man in the world, King Philip II of Spain, built the largest navy ever seen. He called it the Invincible Armada. This is a story of how, in 1 week, it was utterly humiliated, not just by an enemy, but by bad luck, bad weather, and one fatal miscalculation. How Spain's invincible navy accidentally created the British Empire. The sea dog problem. King Philip of Spain was rich. New World gold made him a superpower, but he had a pirate problem. A pirate named Sir Francis Drake. Drake, with the secret blessing of Queen Elizabeth I, was robbing Philip's treasure ships blind. To Philip, a devout Catholic, Elizabeth was a heretic, and Drake was her attack dog. He had enough. He declared, "I will end this. I will invade England, dethrone the heretic creed, and bring England back to God." The Invincible Plan. The plan was overwhelming force. 130 ships, 30,000 men. The Armada would sail to the Netherlands, pick up a massive Spanish army, and ferry them across the Channel to London. It was a shock and awe campaign. But here was a fatal miscalculation. The Spanish commander, the Duke of Medina Sidonia, was a land general. He had never commanded a fleet. He even got seasick. He wrote to the king, "I am not the man for this job." The king replied, "Do it anyway." The English fireflies. The Armada was huge, but it was slow. The English ships, commanded by Drake, were the opposite. They were small, fast, race-built galleons. They were like flies buzzing around a bull. The English couldn't break the Armada's crescent formation, but they didn't have to. The Armada, unable to meet the army, had anchored near Calais, France. This was Drake's moment. The fire ships. Under the cover of darkness, Drake did something terrifying. He took 8 of his own ships, filled them with tar, gunpowder, and pitch, set them on fire, and sent them drifting into the anchored Armada. It was psychological warfare. The Spanish panicked. This wasn't a battle. It was chaos. To escape the hell burners, the Spanish captains cut their anchors and scattered, breaking their invincible formation. The Protestant win. The next day, at the Battle of Gravelines, the English attacked the scattered, disorganized Armada. But the final blow came from God. Or at least, that's what the English said. A massive storm, the Protestant wind, blew the retreating Armada off course. Instead of going home, they were forced to sail around Scotland and Ireland. In the brutal storms, ship after ship was smashed against the rocks. Of 130 ships, only half made it back to Spain. Philip's invincible fleet was destroyed. The lesson: Philip II, trying to crush a rival, had accidentally created one. The defeat of the Armada didn't just save England. It bankrupted Spain and announced the birth of the British Royal Navy. England, once a small island nation of pirates, now believed it ruled the waves. Spain's fatal miscalculation wasn't just underestimating the weather, it was underestimating the sea dogs. And in doing so, they handed them the keys to the ocean.